Hey guys, Eric Sue here. Hope you're doing well. Wanted to do a quick podcast with you guys for Next Gen MLM Hacks Radio, and hopefully we're gonna have a special guest with us today. His name is Dre King, and we're gonna be talking about traffic. And so hopefully he gets on. There he is. All right, let's bring him on. Dre. As he gets on, we will be talking a little bit about how to get traffic, and we'll see if he's on.
Hey, there we
Hey,
go.
great.
There we go.
I love the shirt.
I appreciate
man.
it. I appreciate it. Most definitely.
All right, let's welcome Dre in to the podcast. This is Next Gen MLM Hacks Radio, and my name is Eric Sue. I found Dre through, I guess, Facebook, right?
Yeah.
And we connected there. We talked a little bit, and he's got some great info for us. And why don't you introduce yourself a little bit?
Well, my name is Dre King, online traffic coach. What I teach is traffic, leads, and sales on how to get that traffic to all social media platforms that you may be using. That's basically what I specialize in. And
Awesome.
from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania as well. Just a young guy, just trying to get people to be successful in their business.
Excellent. We talked a little bit about how to use Facebook, social media in general. And so you have some tips for us about how to generate more traffic, right? And can you share with us a little bit?
Yeah, so when you're gaining traffic on social media, one of the biggest things that I kind of tell people is that you're not on social media to make sales. I hope that makes sense to a couple people, because what I realized was when I first started out just in marketing, period, was that I was always trying to just make a sale on social media, whether it was Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google, any one of those platforms. So what I realized was that I was on social media to actually gain the traffic and how to get that traffic and also track that traffic, because a lot of people is not tracking their traffic. They actually don't know their numbers on who's visiting their website, how many impressions, how many clicks that they may have. So that's a big thing that I see on Facebook. People's always saying, "Hey, I want to get a lot of traffic." Is there something you want to try? Okay. And so basically, when you're gaining that traffic, what you want to do is you want to use, like I said, you want to use Facebook, you want to use Twitter, or you want to use Instagram, any one of those platforms that you may want to use. Now, when you're gaining traffic, I usually would use paid advertising. But if you're a person that does not have a lot of money, as far as you're saying, hey, I don't have a lot of money to invest in paid ads, one of the best ways to use free organic traffic is your content is very powerful. So it depends on what content you're using and what platform you're actually comfortable with. So some people will tell me, hey, I don't really use Facebook, I use Instagram. So we're going to the first example. So we'll just say that you're a person that uses Facebook. Okay, Facebook, everybody knows about Facebook. It's very, very powerful platform. So what I did was, when I first started using Facebook, was I actually just started posting content within my page, my Facebook fan page, and in my group. So I created these two flat platforms where it depends on what you're marketing and what you want to get out there. So if you're marketing, let's just say you're marketing gym fitness awareness, you would make content that says something around, okay, 4 steps on how to get ad workouts to get more efficient. So when you create that content and you post that video, you would actually put your link there. So every piece of content that you post on every social media site, always put that link to refer your customers to go back to. So that way, and when you have a Google Analytics, most people, I don't know if you know about that, but if you have a Google Analytics or you already have an analytics account attached to your website, you usually can track how many people are actually going into your website and how many impressions that are you're getting. And the best part about that is the days that you're doing well, when you see, let's just say you had 101 people come to your site, that's a good traffic day. I call that a good traffic day. So in the content that you posted on that specific day will be the day of that content that you use that day. You should make content based around that exact content that you use for that day, because that says that the traffic that you're getting from that day, your customers like that type of content. So you're not in the dark creating content saying, well, I created all this content, Dre King, and I don't know which content that people like. That's why I said Google Analytics are tracking the people that's coming in. You'll be able to know what type of content they actually like when you're generating that traffic. That makes sense?
Right. Yeah, no. I was going to ask real quick here, in your experience and how you teach this, do you feel like it's a good idea to throw out ideas of things you want to create before creating it, so that so you are probably so what I'm trying to say is, does it make sense to put the message, content, idea out there so that you know that the market you are targeting is receptive to
Okay.
it? In other words, you don't want to waste time in creating a book or a document or a PDF or whatever without having interest.
Right. Okay. I'm glad that you asked that question, because
Yeah.
this is something that I want to teach. This is something that I'm going to teach in my group later on. I don't know when, but I just want to get it out there because I just learned this information kind of a little bit yesterday, a little bit more on it. So before you get the traffic, you have to understand who you're talking to. A lot of people are putting out content on a broad base. We kind of spoke about this. If I'm a car salesman and I'm selling new cars, I'm not selling just new cars. I'm selling a specific car that I really want. So let's just say I got $20,000. I say, hey, I want to buy a new car, but I'm looking for a Chevy 2018 car. So that's a specific car that I'm looking for. So the content that you will be making will be content based on the specific person that you're actually targeting. That makes sense? So before the traffic even starts, you have to write down a list of things, a list of okay, you got to look at your product. Okay, I'm gonna just say this for MCA affiliates because that's what I started out in. If I'm an MCA, what I realize is a lot of people say, hey, I'm selling the benefits, or you can sell the business opportunity. Now, if I'm selling the business opportunity, somebody's gonna say, well, I'm looking for entrepreneurs. That's a little broad. Okay, there's a million entrepreneurs out there. So we're looking for a specific type of person that's actually wants it. So this might be a person that's working a 9 to 5. They need part-time income. Or there could be a person that's a startup business. Hey, I'm a person that's just starting out in online marketing. So you got to narrow down who you're actually speaking to. And when you make that content as in that's exactly who you're speaking to. So I would say something as far as, okay, there are doers and learners. That's what I say. There's doers and learners. Are you teaching to the people that's starting out to learn, or are you teaching to the people that are already doing what you're trying to get them to do? So if you're a guy that's already in affiliate marketing and you're trying to find out how to get more leads and traffic, I'm gonna say, hey, let me show you 4 steps how you can create traffic on your social media, inside your affiliate marketing business. That means I'm targeting a specific person. I'm talking directly to the affiliate marketer that actually is already doing affiliate marketing that needs the help. That makes sense?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. And you're throwing out content there that actually appeals to people, and that's what they want, not so much what they need. Right. A lot of times we think that they need certain things.
Right.
But in reality, it's really what people want. I think that's a perspective that we need to be able to remember.
Right. And the best part about it is, this is what I do. It's a very great, powerful tool I think everybody should do. Whatever you're selling, whatever service or product that you're selling, you need to go inside all the groups. I'm friends with a lot of groups. You might call me the spy, whatever you want to call me. I go in there and I look around. I look at who's the admin, what are they doing, and then I look at the issues that the people are having. I write down the list of problems that people are having. Once I write down a list, now I can create content directing to those issues. That is the best part about it, is because now I'm targeting exactly what your problem is. Okay, and then I'm able to connect with you on a personal level and say, okay, if I see something scroll down my timeline and I'm struggling to get I'm struggling to create content or run paid advertising, or I need help doing anything, if I create content resolving the issue, then you'll be more appealed to click on my offer or my sales funnel, whatever you may call it, whatever that content is based on. It'll be more appealing to them to come in.
Right. So you create this content and you go back into the group and then you say, hey, I've got this product or /PDF.
Yeah, so I don't really try to, what I usually do, so I don't want to, I call it like a conflict of interest, because I don't want to post stuff in people's groups to try to take their people. You know what I mean? I don't want people to get upset and say, hey, why is he trying to, you know what I mean? Some people are okay with you posting content in their group. But, you know, when I first started out doing what I just told you, I got banned from a couple groups. So I was like, oh, that's not good. So what I'll do is become friends with the people that I see in the group that are having these issues. And then I'll get them to become friends with my fan page and my group. Now, it's their option if they want to come into the group. But if they do, that's a great thing. Now they're able to see my content inside my group. And it might be more helpful for them to, you know, say, hey, I like Drake King's content better. I'm not forcing you. You're saying, okay, I'm giving you the option to come to me if you would like. But if I make content based on your issue, you're going to more likely say, hey, I might want to check you out. And recently, a lady, she's friends with another group, actually friend requested her. And today I told her, I said on my group that I'm going to be telling you 4 steps how to create a sales funnel inside your affiliate marketing business. She said, how do I create a sales funnel? I said that the training will be dropping this afternoon. And you see how easy that was, because she understood that she's having this issue and she wants to see that content that's going to help her.
Right. It's called being receptive. The pool that you're reaching out to is the correct market/target audience. So therefore, they're more open and receptive.
Right. And that's why I said that's before the traffic. Now, when you start to create the content on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever social media platform that you may be using, that content that you create will be a great tool, because now you know what their issue is. Now you know their problem. Now you know, okay, I got to create content to resolve the issue. And that's why I said the one thing I learned from just my mentor in general was you can sell a bottle of water to anybody that's in a desert, meaning a starving crowd. So if they're already looking for the problem solver, you can make income without a problem, because you're solving issues. You're getting rid of their problem. Right.
Got it. So to summarize real quick here, what we have said so far was basically getting content, but getting content from people who have problems, and people who have problems are interested.
Right. Exactly. And also try to become friends with those people that are having those issues, so that way you can persuade.
Right. And so you're talking about a group that you created, a closed group maybe, or something, right? And you're inviting people to join that group because you have content that they may want.
Right. Because guess what? You're not gonna take anything that's not valuable to you. And I find that a lot in a lot of people's groups. I find that on timelines. People are creating all this content. Hey, how you can make $500 a week. That's a broad picture. You know what I mean? That's a broad picture. Like, of course, everybody wants to make, you know, $500 or $1,000 a week. But who are you actually talking to? So when I make content, I make content based off of exactly who I'm speaking to. If it's a YouTube video or for anything I'm creating.
Right. I was going to ask you, what is your take on those people who do that? Which is, hey, you can make that $500 a week. You can make $200 a day, whatever. Those types of posts. What do you think is going through their mind? Are they trying to poach? Are they trying to get new signups? What is that approach? How would you
That
describe that?
approach to me is a person that's joined into affiliate marketing more likely, because it's usually affiliate marketing that I see that does that a lot. And they do it because it's people mock what they see. So if they see another person doing it and they're getting a whole bunch of likes and, you know, people's commenting,
Right.
they do exactly what they're doing, but that's not a good thing. They just do it because they're new. They're kind of new to the business and they don't really understand how the platform actually works. And this is just only for myself too. I'm not saying that I didn't start off doing that. I was doing that too. If I look at old posts that I was like, wow, I was completely lost. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just doing it. And I felt like I said, I was doing the same thing because I seen other people doing that. And it's just a bad trend that is created online marketers. And the thing about it is, if you look at the 1% top internet marketers, Russell Brunson, Vince Reed, all the top marketers, whoever there is that may be making a lot of money, they don't do that. They do not do that. They make content based off of what the issue is. Just how basically, even when I'm looking at Ty Lopez or somebody on the timeline, he's making content based on what their problems are. He's not just saying if you want to make $1,000 a day, click right now. He's not saying that. He's saying the issue before he said, hey, if you have this problem, this is what you can do. He's directing it to a specific person. So you got to think about it when you're targeting somebody, target your audience, your avatar, you're talking to one person. I'm not saying that you're not talking to a whole bunch of people, but that one person describes a million people that's in this small box of people that you really actually are looking. And like I said, the people that are making that content, it's just a bad trend that they see other people do all the time. And they feel like it's going to work for them. They're like, okay, well, I guess that's what they're doing. I'm going to do it too. And it's like, no, that's not the way it works.
It's not really a value added type of content, first of all, right? And then technically, it's not really a business if you do it that way. Would that be kind of accurate?
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely, I agree. Yeah, definitely.
It's just like fishing in a pond and hoping someone's going to.
Right. And it's like, okay, if we're fishing, this is a prime example. I'm glad that you said that. If we're fishing and I want to catch, I'm going to say, I don't know about fish, but I'm going to just say any type of fish. We're trying to catch salmon or something. We're trying to catch salmon fish. We're going to have salmon bait. I'm not just going to throw my hook out there. I got to have salmon bait to get that type of fish to come to me. So like I said, I got to create that type of content that directs that message to that specific person.
Right. Yeah. And then ultimately the outcome that we're looking for is obviously getting someone to enter our world, meaning give us their email. Is that right?
Yeah. So when you want them to give your email, that's the bread and butter. That's the lead. So before you even get a lead, everything's already sold before you get the lead. I say this because people don't understand that. Okay, like I said, if you create a video that says, "Hey, this will double your conversion," this actually works. I'm serious. This actually works. If you say in the first video, and you're running an ad, and it's coming down your timeline, and that ad says, "What I'm dealing with, okay, I'm having problems with getting traffic. 4 steps on how to get traffic." And then when you watch that video on that ad, and it shows you, and I show you in a video on the whiteboard, if it's the laptop, whatever it may be, and I show you those 4 steps, and then it says click at the bottom if you want 4 more steps on how to get traffic. Guess what happens? They click the button and they give you the email and their name. Okay. Now they're like, okay, I want more because I just got a little piece. It's like crumbs. Okay. You're giving them a piece of what they already looking for. And then they give you the email. And then once they get inside your world, now on that next video, you show them the next 3 steps on how to get traffic. And then guess what? On the next video, it's going to say, if you want traffic and you want to get even more traffic and you want access to my training right now, click the button at the bottom and you can register and get in now. That is a perfect sales funnel.
Right. And that's a really good point because ultimately people need small bites sometimes to to take action.
Right.
Some of it's
Right.
free, a lot of it's free, and that gets their foot in the door. But then they now have to take the next step and actually click from
Right.
there,
Right.
So, or what you were saying,
Yeah.
right? And so
Right. And
I totally
most definitely, I definitely agree. It's just like I said, it's a process. I look at it as, okay, like I said, I don't eat McDonald's, I don't eat fast food. I'm like a vegan guy. I care about my health, but look at McDonald's when you go through their sales funnel. Their sales funnel is the drive-through. I told my I told my fiance this the other day. I said the sales funnel is the drive-through. You go through the drive-through, you look at the menu, you see what you like, you choose, and then you go to the next step. What happens? You pay, and then you get the product. That's the sales funnel. They do it to us
Right.
all day, every day. They even upsell us
Oh, yeah.
every single day. They say, hey, you want the Big Mac? Number one, you want to supersize that? They upsold us. So people, the thing about human beings, what I learned is we're always looking for steps to get to something. That's just the way we operate. I always notice that everybody's looking for the next step, the next level. It doesn't matter. You can make $1 million. We're going to try to, if we made $1 million today, we'll try to make 1 billion. There's always going to be a next step. Like, how can I get to this next step? So I kind of create steps that people can go through to the next level, to the next level, to the next level. It's a never ending story until they get to their goal. And once they get to their goal, they kind of like, okay, I got everything I needed out of him. I appreciate you, Dre King. You gave me everything I needed. And that makes you valuable to the market to say he's really helping people be successful.
What would be the list, the short list or whatever list you want to share with us to begin this whole
Process.
trafficking process? We said a
Right.
lot, and I guess I would like to summarize a little bit and maybe have a checklist of this is what you would need. Maybe you said Google Analytics, you said you need a Facebook account, Instagram account, whatever account. Once you got those set up,
Okay.
what, right?
So step one, target your market. Who are you specifically trying? What are you selling? First of all, I'm sorry, rewind that. Number one, what are you selling? Or is it a service or a product? Those are the only two things that you can really sell, is a service or a product. After you find out the service or the product that you may have, that's the step one. Step two, what is the issue that people are having that your product can solve? You need to write down every problem that you see on social media that they are having issues with. If they're having issues with that, become friends with them. Step three, create content that's directly to the audience that's looking for they're looking for the resolution. You have to make that step three. When you start making that, and be consistent is number four. Always be dropping content on a daily basis. I'm not saying that you have to flood the timeline, but at least make a video a week. You can do that and make a video. I'm telling people are like, oh, well, I don't have a camera. Trust me, I started out with an iPhone. Shooting videos. That's what I did. And these iPhones are pretty clear. We know that. You can shoot a video. You can buy a whiteboard at Walmart or something, and you can get started. Those are the four-step process. Number one, what are you selling? What is product or service are you selling? Number two, what's the resolution to that problem of those people that product or service that you're selling? How could you solve their problems? Number three, find those people that are looking for that. Number four, create content around their issues and be in issues so that way they can come towards you. That's the steps I would take.
Yeah. And then would you have recommendations on posting frequency, posting times?
Okay.
Post whenever. What is your take on that?
Okay, so I feel like time. You talking about when you would like post content and what time you should?
Yeah, some people might be like, do I do it in the morning? Do I do it in the evening? Do I do it once a day? Do I do it 3 times a day?
Okay, so usually me, I'm like, I wake up like 7 in the morning and I'm like at the gym. So it depends on what type of person you are. If you're a morning person, post in the morning and post in the afternoon. But I think a person at least should post content at least 3 to 6 times a day. I'm not saying, like I said, I don't say flood the timeline. I'm usually on the schedule. I usually post at least 2 training videos a week. But as far as the content, I mean, as far as posting, I would look at, personally, I would just look at what times people are really online. Really kind of follow what time they're really hopping online. But more likely to me personally, my advice is the morning and afternoon. There's not a lot of people that's on at late night, unless they're true marketers. Like, you know, people that's always on their phones and always, but the world's always online 24/7 to me personally. So I feel like any time's a good time, but just not like super late, like 1 o'clock to it in the morning. But in the morning and like in the middle of the afternoon is when people will engage. And usually, like I said, you need a Google Analytics or some type of analytics to track. It'll tell you what time people's coming in. Like my Instagram has its own analytics. Everybody has an Instagram. And it'll tell you how many people during the day, Tuesday or Monday, when you have high ratings, when people are visiting your page. It'll tell you. Just like your Facebook fan page, it'll tell you what time people are viewing your page in the evening or the morning, what's a good time. So based off of the analytics, I would just pay attention to that, so that way you'll know when it's a good time to start posting your content.
Right. One thing I really want to make sure that people understand is that we talked about getting email, right? What service do people use to capture email?
Okay.
That's always been the number one question, I guess, on people's minds. Like, it's good to say that we need to capture emails. Okay.
So this is very important. If you don't have an email list, you don't have a business. I'm sorry, you don't have a business. It's serious, because when you're building a list, those are people that trust you. I'm not going to buy anything off you if I don't trust you. And if you're in affiliate marketing and you made, let me just say you made $1,000. If they're not in your list and you're not following up with them, after that, the sale's done. It's over. It's goodbye. If you have a list, that's your asset. So list building, I was just talking about this in one of my trainings. The value of a lead is very important. The value of a lead is worth $1 per lead. The reason why I said if you have 1,000 people in your list, you should be earning roughly around $1,000 a month, because those people you have built a relationship with those people, and now you're following up with those people. How many emails do you have in your email? And you look at people that you opted into your pages, you put your name and email, and they're sending out information to you on the daily. So if a person took the time to look at your email, that means that they trust you. They want to see what's going on. They actually trust you. So when you want to capture that lead, I use MailChimp. I love MailChimp. It's the automation is only $10 a month. It's pretty cheap. That's not a lot of money at all. Or you can use Aweber. I used to use Aweber, but like I said, I like MailChimp better. There are other autoresponders out there, but those are the 2 main ones that I would prefer to anybody to use. They're good autoresponders. And
so help people understand real quick, Dre, what you're talking about. Those are email servers, right? And how do you capture emails through them? Is that right? Or
right. So it depends on.
So that people understand.
Right. I understand. So when you use an autoresponder, your autoresponders, a thing where it's like a system where you can create emails that go out automatically to your customers. So let's just say you have a capture page, and it has a video on it, and then it says put your name and email here, and that's how you would capture your lead when they click on.
That's through MailChimp,
right? So with my ClickFunnels, I have MailChimp. They're integrated. What I mean by integrated, meaning the systems are tied together. Basically, I can put that inside my sales funnel. So when that email is inside my sales funnel and they click on my link, what happens is my form pops up and it says, put your name and email here. And that's after I explain what they're getting. And then I tell them that. And that's how I capture the lead so they're in my autoresponder. And like I said, that list is very important, because those are the people that trust you and believe that you're going to deliver what you said you're going to deliver. And that's basically what the capture page does. So you need, like I said, MailChimp or Aweber, you need an autoresponder. It's
So basically what's happening is, just so that people can visualize this, would be you're posting content, which we talked about earlier, content that people want, and it solves their problem.
Right.
And then what happens when they click on the go get this how-to 5 steps or whatever, they go to the MailChimp capture
Right.
page.
So they're,
is that sort of that process?
right. So they go right inside. They go right inside that. They go right inside. Just give me 1 second. I just want to show you this real quick. I know I'm moving around. I don't really want to move around.
Are you going to draw on a whiteboard?
No, yeah, just real quick. I just want to show you a view of what it looks like. And some people, when you're explaining it, they really don't know what it looks like. So I just want to draw it real quick. So, okay, just give me 1 second. This is only going to take me 2 seconds. So when they do it,
this is really key, right? This is really how it all operates, right? Without this process, nothing.
Right. Because what people do is they'll take their customer straight to the website, which I did too. So I'm not, and no customer, and they'll look around and say, "Hey, I don't want this." You have to persuade the customer to even want to engage in that, right? So
yeah, I know what you're saying. While you're drawing this out, I know what you're saying, which is a lot of people say, "Hey, I got this product. It's great for you. Go to this link and buy it."
Right. And it's like, no, that's not how it works. Okay. So I just want to show you.
There may be some products like that people buy like that, but not all products.
Right. Yeah. Some products, I'm not going to say it doesn't work. It depends on your brand. If your brand's that big, yeah, more likely they'll probably just go to your website and buy it.
I think it's called no duh. No duh products are like, yeah, no duh, I need eggs. No duh, I need gas.
Right.
I'll get those things. I don't need someone to tell me those things. Those are no duhs. But there's other stuff that people need some explanation.
Right. So, okay. Let me just give you guys a little view. Okay. Just give me 1 second. Let me turn my camera around.
Famous Dre whiteboard.
Okay, so this is just I know my draw is not the perfect, but so this is.
I can see it, by the way. So
okay, this is the ad that's on.
Facebook.
Right. So, okay, this is the video. And this is your, right over here, your capture page. This is where your lead would go. Okay, so your lead would go here. So after they see the video here of explaining 3 steps on how to blah, 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 et cetera, they would hit a link right here. They would say, click here. And guess what happens? They go here, and there's another video that says, hey, 3 more tips on da-da-da-da, and you explain your offer. Now they give you the email and their first and last. I mean, they give you their first name, they give you the email, and then now they're in your MailChimp right here, right? And then they go to the next video. This is the website where you want them to buy, so it links them to here where the money should come out. And then the MailChimp, this is promoting them back to the offer. You get what I'm saying? So when people visualize this, it's a 1, 2, 3 step process. Actually 4, because it's the MailChimp. So the ad would be running. Even if you don't have ads, let's just say this is content. So for people that don't have money for ads, this would just be your content that directs them to here, to the capture page. And once they get into this capture page and they give you their email and their name, their personal information, they go directly right into the autoresponder. Now, what happens? They follow up. I just put FO, but follow up. They follow up. You're following up with them on a daily routine through your autoresponder, which most people don't understand, that this is to build the rapport with the customer. So that way you're always in front of your customer. You're always reaching back out to them.
What software are you using for lead capturing? MailChimp again?
I'm using, like I said, I'm using MailChimp, and I use for my capture page, I actually use ClickFunnels, because ClickFunnels a lot.
Okay, so that, let's be clear for everyone who's watching here. MailChimp is not the capture page. MailChimp is the autoresponder software.
Right. MailChimp is the autoresponder to get, you know what I mean, to create your email list.
So do you think a lot of people are missing the capture page software?
Yes, I absolutely do. I think that I see that. I actually, like I said, I'm like the spy guy. I'm always clicking on links just to see what other marketers are doing, and they're taking you straight to the site. They're just taking you, they're creating content and they're just taking you straight to the site. So if you do not have a capture page, just go on Google, type in capture pages, and they will be able to show you a lot of capture pages that are for free, ones that you can pay for. But you usually, more than 9 times out of 10, you can link your MailChimp or your Aweber, because Aweber and MailChimp are big platforms that a lot of people use for their business. So you can integrate it with a lot of capture pages. And when you integrate those together, tied together, and people go to the capture page, like I said, what begins to happen is you already explained to them before what they're getting. So clarity is very important too. So people have to be clear on what they're giving their customer. So once the customer gets to the capture page, you want to capture the lead. And the lead is the email and the name. So, and there's another problem that I see that happens. I ran into this problem. People say, hey, well, what if they give me a fake email and a fake name? Okay, that's a big issue. So what you do is you explain in the video, hey, 3 steps on how to create this, and this is how you do. If you're serious about really getting traffic, put your name and email in. So when you're targeting the right customer and you're actually telling them what they're getting, more 9 times out of 10, they're not going to give you a fake email because they really want it.
Yeah. Right. So there's not, it can happen, but it's not a big concern because these are serious people who actually would take that step, right?
So that's the difference between, I call it difference between bad leads and good leads. People just want to get a whole bunch of leads. Leads doesn't mean sales. I just want to make that clear to anybody that's listening. Leads doesn't make sales. Leads give you more people to speak to more than your competitor. So the more people you speak to, you'll be able to do that.
Cool. How can you summarize all what we talked about, if you remember what we talked about today?
Yeah, so to summarize everything is basically before you're creating the traffic, like I said, you have to find out the product and service that you're offering to your customer. And then you have to find out the problem that your customer has, and then make content based off the problem that your customer has, and do that on a consistent daily basis or a weekly basis, and create at least a Facebook group or a Facebook fan page to actually get those customers to engage on all social media platforms with your offers. And also capturing the lead. If you want to capture the lead, make sure you're solving their problem. Make sure you're solving their issue.
Right. And actually, just real quick here, bringing them into your Facebook group, that is step maybe like pre-1. Right? Yeah. Because if you don't have an audience, like you said, then there is no more marketing to anyone, right? So,
and a lot of people, I see they use their regular Facebook page, which that like that's fine. I'm not saying it's nothing wrong with it, but you really want to condition your customers to be in a like private group where you can get personal with them. Your page is really for everybody to come to see your content. Right. That's like I call it like the storefront, but when you get them into the group, that's usually like creating that gated community.
Right. Excellent. And then all of a sudden you have people you can speak to freely because that's your group.
Right. And you can, like I said, you can connect to them. If people like your statuses and comment back, talk to them. That's building the relationship to get them to trust you.
Right. So going back to the McDonald's analogy, it's sort of like, they gave you the Big Mac. Now they want you go back again, and then maybe you'll have the apple pie because, hey, you're there.
Right. And and that's another thing is when you're creating. So I'm creating like I said, a Drake King online traffic secrets group. And when you're creating your brand and you're creating your brand and you want them to really engage with you, you have to make, like I said, make that content based on the issues that they may be having. I stress that a lot in this videos because people are not making content based off the problem. They're making content based off of just what other people are doing, which is a bad thing to do. It's just not good. You have to solve the issue. Just like anything, I tell people, let me just say like this on the video. Look around in your house on all the products and services, the products that you have bought. And those products that you bought them because they were convenient. They helped you resolve the issue, right? Who's okay? Before they came out with a shake to chop your fruit up, you probably chopped it up yourself. You know what I mean? Before they came out with that, so you can, it's to solve your issue, your problem. So just like when they first, I don't know who first made a knife, but obviously they were probably using something else to cut. But when they start coming out with knives, that was to solve the issue, so people wouldn't have to do it. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So look at things around you and say, hey, what I got a product. Okay, Drake King, I got a product. Matter of fact, I got a service, because mine is a service. I'll be training people. So mine is a service. And if I got a service, who am I reaching out to? Who would buy this product? And the people that would buy my product is people that are actually in a online business or in affiliate marketing. And I got to find out what their problems are. And I make content based off that.
Yeah, very good. Excellent. I want to ask, how do people get more info from you, join your group, or, get in touch?
Yeah, so if you really actually want to go to my group, it's Online Traffic and Leads Coach. You can go there. Drake King is my page. If you want to engage with me, if you have any issues trying to create traffic, trying to make sales online, just reach out to me. You can click right on my page and engage with me. I'll engage right back with you. Basically, yeah. I'll give you training. My training is basically free for right now because I'm building a brand, like I tell everybody. So you can get it while it's free right now, because eventually I'm going to charge to get inside my community and my group. But right now, like I said, I'm free hands right now, just trying to help people understand how to get in contact with their market.
Cool. Excellent. Hey, Dre, thank you so much for being on this podcast with me today. This is going to be on iTunes soon. I'll transcribe this in over there. And thank you for your time.
All right. Appreciate it, man. You have a good one.
All right. Bye.
Hey, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Next Gen MLM Hacks Radio. This one's going to be a very powerful one, so stay tuned. For the past 2 years, I've put my blinders on and focused on learning from the most forward-thinking marketers on the planet. Now, armed and skilled, I've committed myself to fail fast and act without knowing how towards my $1 million business. The burning question is, how will I do it without creating frenemies or going into debt? All from square one. This podcast is here to give you the answers. Listen, watch, and follow along as I learn, apply, and share new marketing strategies to grow my network marketing business using only today's best online sales funnels, business tools, and methods. My name is Eric Su, and welcome to Next Gen MLM Hacks Radio. All right, I'm back. So today I'm going to be talking about 2 pieces to start your network marketing business. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and smash the subscribe button so that you can get more content like this. And if you've been a follower, go ahead and leave a comment or feedback and let me know what you think about this video. All right, so let's get started. I've been getting some questions about how to start a network marketing business. And, in the beginning when I first started, it was pretty much, just sell what the product that you were a part of. Just sell it to your friends and family, people your network, people in your contact list, and just share it with them. And that was the key, or I guess that was the advice from the beginning. Now, over the years, I have learned other techniques, other methods, and I want to share with you something that I think is super powerful for you to start your network marketing business if you are new, or this is something that you may want to consider if you are someone who's been in network marketing and might be a little stuck, right? And looking for a new way to invigorate your business, to get new sales growth, and so forth. And so I want to share these 2 pieces that I found to be the most powerful ways to get your business going in the right direction. Now, I have to start with a few stories before I get into this main piece, okay? Now, like I said in the beginning, when I first started, this was back in 2005 when I first started. I had a fitness club, I had clientele that I could share the information with, and I had a little, how would you say, procedure in doing so. What I basically did was, I would market my fitness club. I would encourage people to come out to take a fitness class, to get in shape, to come and experience my fitness center. Now, in the process of them coming in for that, I would also talk to them about their nutrition. Now, I'm in a health and wellness company, so it was an easy transition for me to just discuss with them how their nutritional program was going and whether or not they would see a benefit with the program that I could recommend for them. Okay, so there was a little process. It was pretty much A, get them into the door, and then B, introduce them to the product that I had for them. Okay, so that was pretty much the key for me early on. Okay, so I leveraged my facility. I used marketing to attract them into the facility, and then I would go ahead and introduce the product I had to them as a solution to help them achieve their fitness goals as well. Okay, and it worked very well, actually. It was actually very smooth transition from talking about fitness into the product that I had, and it wasn't really, in my opinion, very salesy. Okay, and so I had about good 80% of the people who visited my facility purchased the product that I had. So it was actually a very effective way to promote the product using my facility, that is. Now, so I didn't really think about too much about what I was doing. It was just a part of my business, right? And so I know that for many of you, the difference between you and me right now is that you may not be a fitness trainer, and you also may not have a fitness facility. Now, right now, as I speak, I do not have a fitness facility. So I am reinventing myself, if you will, and using a different strategy so that I can replicate, if you will, my fitness studio experience. Okay, so so I want to share with you some of the key things that I've come to discover that I didn't realize at that time what I was doing, but now I kind of have put it together, if you will. And so I want to share with you the two key pieces to start a business. And I kind of was restarting my network marketing business because I sold my facility in 2014. Okay, and that whole if you will, attraction to me was gone. The facility, that is, it was gone. And so I kind of had to restart and rebuild myself. The strategy I used to promote my products, how do I attract the clients, and so forth, right? And so I had to restart and kind of start over and do that whole side of marketing. So now, so the key I want to share with you, or another story I should say, I want to share with you is that I realized that a lot of the people on my team, they did not have the facility that I had. And so their struggles were basically, so how do I attract people to tell them about the products that I have or the products that we sell? And so it was always a struggle because, they didn't have a facility. They weren't fitness trainers. And so what was the strategy for them so that they could kind of replicate what I was doing without the facility, right? And so that was kind of the interesting dilemma my team had. And so at that time, I really didn't, how would you say, think about it too much, other than the encouragement has always been meet more people and share the information with them. Meet more people, share the information with them. And so that was always the kind of the hard part when people had 9-to-5 jobs. They had limited abilities to network with people. And so This was early in 2005 through 10 approximately. And so it was always a hard challenge for them to, grow their business and grow their team due to the fact that they kind of had a limited abilities to attract new people and so forth. And not a lot was being taught with regards to how to attract people. And, other than just go out to public areas, go to places where there are a lot of people, network with people and so forth. That kind of was the old strategy and advice. Now, I have nothing against that advice, but at the same time, I know better now that there are other ways to use. There are other ways to attract clients and to grow a business. Okay, so basically, what I want to share with you guys are 2 pieces to start your network marketing business or to restart right now. Okay, so let me just dive right into it, and hopefully those stories kind of relate to you, resonate with you, and if you are kind of in the same boat with regards to not being able to attract clients, not being able to promote your products and so forth, I think these next 2 pieces that I want to share with you can really help with your new strategy, if you will. Okay, so let me just dive right into it. Now, for those who are listening on podcast, iTunes, don't worry about it. You can I'll put the link in the post so that you can see if you want what I'm writing on this whiteboard. Okay, but anyhow, the first key piece that I want to talk about is so important. Okay, as you probably know, I've been studying under Russell Brunson, and he was talking about the 2 things that all entrepreneurs need so that they can begin scaling their business and actually grow it, right? And so it's kind of tailing onto what he had said. So the first piece he had said was know your what, okay? What does that mean? That means that you have to know what you are offering. And the big piece here, you might be thinking, well, you're offering your product for your network marketing business, right? Whatever that product is. And although that might be the case, it's not just a product that you're selling. And you might be thinking, oh, you're selling hope and you're selling dreams and the feeling of what the product does, right? And honestly, that's good too. But you know what? You're kind of you're doing that, but at the same time, there's more to it. And what you're selling really is, drum roll please, you're really selling an offer. And there's this idea that, okay, what you have is great, but then, like I said in the previous episode, you could probably find what you're promoting somewhere else, okay? And there's some competition out there. Although you may think that your product is the best, that may not be the case, right? And so I can just think of 10 off the top of my head, if I wanted to, nutritional product lines in the MLM space. You could probably find another 5 or so of jewelry businesses. You might find another in direct sales, like selling cookware, things like that. But anyhow, the point is this: you have to know what your what is. Okay, what is your offer? Okay, and I should put what is your offer. And again, it's more than just the product itself. And if you can nail what your offer is, and I think that key piece will take you further. Now, how do you figure out what your offer will be? Well, think about it for a second. What problems do you present to a person when you promote your product? Is there a problem, a follow-up problem that you could resolve because of your product, right? So if you're in a nutritional space, for example, maybe that product you have is a weight loss product. But what is the problem that comes up when somebody wants to use that product and they want to lose weight? Maybe the problem is they're not motivated enough to continue. So what could you provide in your offer so that they can continue being motivated, right? So you see what I'm talking about? And so if you know what your what is, basically what your offer is, then I think you can be a little bit more attractive at the same time, and more, if you will, something that people will want. Okay, so knowing what your what is very crucial. Now, hopefully that makes sense to you guys, and maybe I can give you an example real quick here. So, so I'll give you an example of this guy. His name's Russell Brunson, and he feels like his main offer is ClickFunnels. Okay, now ClickFunnels is a software that people utilize to promote themselves online, to invite people into the world, his world, and it could be anyone's world, but his world, and through the software called ClickFunnels, and that's also the main offer that he has. Now, you may not realize it, but he also has a lot of educational products that come along with ClickFunnels, so that it's just not ClickFunnels. Do you see what I'm saying? And so think of your product. Is there more to it that perhaps you can create, if your company hasn't created, that you could bundle with your main product to make it an offer? So now you have a what. Okay, and once you have the what, that's where the creativity can come in as to how you can market it. Okay, so hopefully that sparks some thoughts into your head about this particular key part. Okay, now you must be thinking also, well, what is the second part? And let me just dive right into it, and we can summarize it a little bit. Okay, the second part of all this to start your business, now that you know what your what is and your offer, is to know how. How. Now, we must know how to market this product and get the message out into the world. Now, for me, if you remember my story about my fitness center, I knew how to do it. It was because I knew what my program was. I knew what my offer was. I was attracting people into the facility. That was my strategy. And once I'd gotten to that point, my how strategy of how to promote it was to put them through an assessment, as well, an initial consultation, and use that consultation to introduce the product to my prospects or clients. Okay, and so I used the how, or the how was through the consultations with my clients. Okay, now because I don't have the facility anymore, and many of you probably don't who are watching this or listening to this, you may not have a facility, which is awesome, which is great, which is fine. We need to have a vehicle now of how can we promote our products. Okay, so in my opinion, one of the best strategies is using something called webinars, and to convert people through that webinar into customers. Okay, so they have webinar funnels through ClickFunnels, and I'll bring it up again. That's a great software, and I'll put a link into it if you want to go check it out. The ClickFunnels, and so the webinar funnel is basically a way for people to register for the webinar, for you to follow up with them, for you to collect their emails, and for you to provide a replay also, so that the people can watch the replay if they didn't show up to the webinar. Now, the webinar approach is one of the best ways, in my opinion, as I've seen people grow their business very quickly through it. And there's also something called the perfect webinar, which is part of how to deliver your message during the webinar, but that's another podcast. But I think the webinars is a really good way to do it. And that's a strategy where you're able to do what's called one to many. One being you, and many to being everyone who shows up to the webinar. Now, you might be wondering, how do you get people to attend the webinars? Okay, this isn't probably in a future podcast, but for the most part, how do you get to get people to sign up for a webinar all starts with a curious headline, okay? As well as, a lot of people talk about promoting, or I should say buying ads and promoting yourself through Facebook so that you can drive traffic to your webinar. But that headline of that webinar has to be like super curious. It makes people like jump on board and so forth. Now, there's a lot of other things that you can be doing too on the front end before people get to the webinar, so that you have a warm market versus a cold market. Now, a lot of times one of my mistakes is that I created the webinar and I just threw it out there hoping people would sign up. But the thing is, what I've learned is that it's not as effective because you're talking to a market that they don't even know who you are. And so building a relationship, I found, and I think I'm at that point in a stage of my business, is that I am rebuilding, if you will, the cold to warm. In other words, I am introducing a lot of people to my free giveaways, my free content, and things of that form, so that I can build, if you will, a small list of people that I could ascend them to a webinar. Now, if you're really looking at it, there's like this value ladder, and this is a whole new topic. But just real quick here, that if you have all this free stuff here, and you have traffic over here, okay, and you're marketing to here, all these people, and this is people. And then hopefully these people will come and grab this free stuff. And then from this free stuff, you're bringing them into the webinar. Okay? And that's kind of the idea behind this whole thing here. And if you know what your what is and your offer, you plug that into your webinar. But then, and this part right here is how, through this webinar, how you're going to promote your products. Now, you take this whole part here and your free stuff to build the list. Okay, and then you market that. You market these people who come in. You build it and you get them to your webinar. Okay, so just to recap here real quick, that there's 2 keys to start your network marketing business. And that first key is knowing the what. Okay, if you can discover what, okay, most times if it's network marketing people, you already have your products that you want to promote, okay? But it's more than the products again. It is the offer around that product that is what you should be concentrating on, okay? And so hopefully that makes sense. And then a key strategy here, knowing how to deliver that, how to make that sale through a webinar, I think is probably as important, if not the most important part, because without this webinar, you just have a what, but then what are you going to do with it, right? See, if I had my fitness club and I didn't promote any products or any additional things to my clients, okay, then pretty much I just have the facility, right? And so I would have been missing the boat on how to help my clients and serve them. It's really the main point behind this, right? And so make sure that what I'm encouraging you all to do is go pick that book up, right? I'll give you the link. Read that book and how to become that expert so that you can deliver this message or deliver a webinar, and in that webinar have a message so that you are able to sell your products, okay? Now, this whole idea of building traffic and everything, and giving free giveaways to get people on a list, and then sending them to a webinar. I might do another webinar, or I should say I might do another podcast just talk about that particular part of it. But for the most part, these 2 keys are very important, okay? And just keep these in mind. Now, if you really liked what you have learned today, go ahead and smash that subscribe button and comment and feedback in iTunes if you are listening. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. There you go. Wasn't that an awesome episode? Hey, you know what would be cool? You taking a few seconds to leave me an iTunes feedback. You never know, I might give you a shout out for it. Are you teaching your downline outdated MLM marketing strategies even though you know that there's a better way? Well, here's your chance to do something about this. Check this out. I put together a free 5-part video recruiting training series teaching you the latest marketing strategies to grow your business. To get this free master pack, email straight into your inbox. Subscribe to this podcast at www.nextgenmlmhacksradio.com. Again, the course is free, and this will help your team and help you understand what I am doing. Go download it now at www.nextgenmlmhacksradio.com.